the media would like to get started with the 450 press conference. All of the podium riders have showed up at the conclusion of round number 9 from the Washougal MX Park. The current points leader is Eli Tomac with 392 points. Behind him is the 25 of Marvin Musquin with 342 points, and behind him in the number 3 spot is Roczen with 335 points. First question has to be for Eli Tomac. Eli, both motos, it seemed like you had to do quite a bit of work to get up to the front, but as soon as you were able to get up into the front, you were able to just break away from the pack. How was that possible?
It was just a good day on the motorcycle. I mean, other than the starts themselves, felt really good all the way from practice. We were fastest in that second practice, and then just had good lines. You know, and there was places that you could pass. Like I didn't have to wait for 3/4 of a lap to make a pass. You know, there were spots to get around people, and I was just comfortable in both those motos.
Roczen, you've had a great start to the motos, and it seems like the ends were a little bit of the problem for you. What was the situation there?
Obviously, if you see my last few weekends, this weekend was actually really good for me. I could make myself, or I could find the front of the pack at least pretty quickly, and I just tried to ride as hard as I could. The track was tough out here, and obviously everybody was going really well. So I tried my hardest the whole way. Unfortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately, but with the second overall after all these last weekends, I really cannot complain. And obviously Eli was on rails every year, so it no surprise there really. But no, overall it was good. I think it was overall just a good day for us.
Marvin Musquin, take us through moto number 1 for you.
I mean, very disappointing. I was looking forward to make some passes, and unfortunately I couldn't do it, and lost my rhythm, and just a terrible first moto, and ended up 5th. It was not acceptable, so I'm glad I turned it around that second moto and got a better start and was able to ride better. Bike felt better, I felt better, so got second in the second moto, and to salvage a podium is a good thing at the end of the day, because it didn't start really well in the first moto.
I'd like to open up now to questions from the media.
Chris Cooksey, Vinyl MX. So Ken, you've been very open about having some sort of an illness. Have you diagnosed exactly what that is and what it's going to take to recover? And is it something you'll be able to recover from in the off season?
Yeah, absolutely. No, we definitely know what it is. Me and the team are fighting through it, and let's just say I can't wait for the season to be over, and get some rest, recover, and then get it going to next year. But for right now, I'm still, I'm riding hard every single weekend. My goal is to just go out and go as hard as I can for as long as I can, and whatever it's going to be in the end of the season, it's going to be. And overall, though, it has definitely not been the greatest year for me. The racing on the weekends has been super tough, and I think it's tough for anybody, but when you start suffering from first practice on, it ain't too fun.
Ken, you have been better the second moto last week, and then today, is there something different from the rounds before that? What changed on that end?
Yeah, I just all the motos where I was really terrible, I tried to do something to the bike and try to work out a kink, and that goes backwards. So I've just kind of been, again today, we did some little tweaks here and there, but overall I'm on the same setup that I did in all my good motos. So looks like we're just gonna stick with that for the rest of the year.
This one is for Eli. You were going super fast today, obviously, but on days when you're feeling it like this, is it almost easier, even though you're riding so hard, or when it's flowing this good? What's the experience like when you're going on a day like today where you're really on it?
Yeah, it's just, you're feeling on, and just feeling comfortable. Not like I wasn't tight at all. I never struggled with getting tight in moto or anything. Second moto, even though I was farther back on the start, my body felt a lot better. So it's like when you're feeling good on the motorcycle and your body's good, that's when you turn in those motos like that.
Hey, this is for Ken. You've explained openly these last few weeks that you've gone back and forth with setup stuff. How is it to weigh that risk versus reward of, is this going to pay off if we're going to try something and then revert back to it when it doesn't always work out?
No, it's true, but you always, I'm a little bit of you can say a perfectionist. Like I like stuff to be right, and we have, when it comes to setups and some things that we try, we're a little bit too much on the left field, and then we have the other stuff that's too far on the right field, and we've been trying to work something out. And I think for next year, we already have plans and everything, and it really, now after it happened a few times, you really got to say, okay, we gotta leave the stuff that we have right now, because obviously I'm going fast on it at least. So you're right, I'm done trying some things where I'm like, oh, this could be something, but it's not proven until you go race, and it's good in the races, and obviously every time I've done that, it went backwards. So.
Eli, so you'd said you didn't get tight in the middle of the moto. When you say tight, you mean like arm pump, lack of rhythm? What is it exactly that's tight?
Combination, just rhythm. Usually you get arm pump, and then you're sitting there just floundering around. So, combination of both there.
Next question from the media.
Aaron Hansel here with Racer X. This is a question for Kenny. Can you take us through in that moto when Eli bumped you and you went off the track? How was your initial reaction to that?
Yeah, it was just, obviously the way that part of the track is set up is really made for collision, and it just ended up, we're jumping and landing, and I think our bikes were both pointed in the same direction, and it was just a free thing. We started going, and I got bumped a little bit, and the reason I went so far is because there was a big rut, and I was basically splitting it. I was on top of it with both of my wheels, and then my front wheel started falling to the right, and my rear wheel to the left. So I was kind of crisscrossing it, and I had to give her the berries to even just make it over there and not crash. And then there was a fence, and it was just straight dust, so I couldn't really, I was stuck there for a little bit and trying to get back up over the hump. It was just a thing where both of our lines came together, and obviously I was on the outside of the off the lane, and I just pulled the shorter stick.
Question for Eli. The season's going a little bit differently for you, obviously, points-wise. It's not as tight late to the season. Does that change your approach at all, and does that change how you're feeling this late in the season?
It's hard to say. I'm still trying to be aggressive, and not think about the end. But we've got 3 left, so that thought's going to start coming around pretty soon here. So, but it's usually best if you stay aggressive and try not to do anything too dumb. But protection mode too early is never a good situation.
Eli, this course has treated you really well over the past couple of years. You've won 3 of the last 4 here, and the fans seem to love you. What about this course suits you so well?
To be honest, I don't know. Because my track at home is more sand-based, and this is obviously one of our full clay tracks. So there's not really a relation there from what I practice at home. But it seems like my motorcycle works really well here, for the way I set it up, and I'm able to make passes, and it seems like it's just been a good track for me in the 450 class.
Next question. Well, gentlemen, we certainly appreciate your time. We know it was a great afternoon for the crowd. They had some amazing races. Have a great week off, and we'll see you all back at Unadilla.